So you finally got the call and you are sitting down in an interview and the question is, tell me about your weaknesses. Are you ready to answer that questions? And what do you think they're asking you that questions? They're asking you that question just to know if you're self-aware. Do you know inside that you do have some weaknesses? Do you know that nobody is perfect? Everyone has those kind of weaknesses. We're not ready to admit it, but you got to be very strategic about it. The last thing you want to do is you want to tell the employer saying that I'm perfect. I have no weaknesses. Hey, you're lying. Everyone has weaknesses. Be very genuine about it, but be strategic about it. You want to look at the job descriptions and see what are the required competencies that you must have. You want to stay away from that weaknesses and go to some of the other weaknesses which is not going to impact your credibility and productivity as well. So let's say I was in the management role and I was applying for the job. So whoever asked me about weaknesses, what I said, there were a couple of weaknesses I had and I was very genuine about it. I said, you know what, I failed to delegate so many tasks because I wanted to do it myself. It was just not working because I cannot be everywhere at the same time. I realized that, so I started delegating by training my senior person who's going to be my next leader. I started stretching that out and using his or her skills. So I'm developing him as well to the next leadership role. Plus, he's helping me on the side as well. So I started delegating because I was kind of like control freak. That's what I felt within, that I had to do it everything by myself. So I've started to delegate now and it's been working for me and my productivity has been very, very good and I can focus on coaching other people than just working on the admin task. See, as a leadership, you can say that. So the other example of weaknesses, if you want to be vague about it, if you don't have a particular example, first of all, you want to make sure you have an example whenever someone's asking you questions like what you did, how you did it, and what actions did you take and what was the result of it, right? But if you want to be vague about it, go for it. It's you can just, talk about it, such as sometimes, on a project, when I'm working within the project, what happens is I am way before someone else. So if I'm working in a teamwork, whatever is assigned to me, I tend to do it in way in advance. The reason being is I always forecast if something goes wrong. If something goes at the end, then we do have a time limit to correct that. I realize some people, what happened is they're procrastinator. I have a very hard time getting along with the procrastinator because I felt like everyone needs to be like me. And that's where I learned the lesson, thinking that not everyone is same. So what I've started doing is when someone assigns me some responsibility, or my manager, or if I'm working on the project, what I've been doing now is I do my part, and if I'm way in advance, I chuck up. Every week I set up a meeting, I take that initiative. Every week I set up and then ask those procrastinators, because we all know who actually delivers in the last minute. I hold them accountable diplomatically. It's a monthly or weekly sessions. Where are they at? I'm tracking everything. And if they need help, then I step in because I've already done my work. And that's how the team functionality worked through great, because I am actually chipping in if someone needed help as well. So I've learned the lesson that not everybody would be like me. Someone would have some different priority, right? So I'm willing to work with them. So I've learned that. The weaknesses that I have, what I said in this interview is kind of like, I'm a hard worker, other people are slacker. But then I did not use that word as a slacker. What I did was, I'm a team player, I still do my work, and I still help the other people out. So it's being very strategic about it. I'm not lying. I do that. That's what I generally do. But I can't tell other people they're all slacker. They might have something else going on. That's probably not the priority. And that project was probably my priority. And I'm expecting the same amount of work from them, right? Who am I to judge? So basically, I'm letting employer think that, okay, well, she delivers tasks. She's a team worker. At the same time, I see how she manages communications within the team by holding people accountable. So now that's a weaknesses. Those are type of weaknesses you want to talk about whenever they're asking for that. Not the kind of weaknesses like I'm always late to work, or, I have a conflict and I shut the door down and I shut myself up, right? I cannot handle the escalations. Whenever there is something going on, I tend to hide, and I am stressful. I get stressed. These are the questions and answers that you want to avoid, because that's not a part of being in a team. That's not a part of being a thinker, because anything could go wrong in a job, but you should be able to handle it. So now, next time when you are asked about what your weakness is, look at the job descriptions closely. Avoid those weaknesses which can directly flag you as you're not a fit for the role, and go on the weaknesses where you feel like you have so much to offer. Be strategic about it. Don't lie about it. Be genuine. Don't create the fake answer, because as an employer, they can sense that. Be genuine about it. If you have any questions about interviews and you are having challenges, you can contact us through teachanddo.com page or social media. We'd be more than happy to help you out. We do live interview coaching sessions.